We all know that Rocky gets hit a lot throughout the series, but how many exactly? Well, in this video you will find out. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. Before we find out how many times Rocky has gotten punched, let's compare the amount of times an average heavyweight boxer gets punched. I used heavyweight since this is the bracket that Rocky is in. The average heavyweight boxer's career lasts 19 years, and in those years they have about 3 fights per year. A heavyweight boxer throws roughly 30 punches per round, with about 15 to 20 landing. So let's just say 18 punches land per round. The average amount of rounds per match is 6. With 6 rounds, with 18 punches per round, equaling 108 punches per match, with 3 matches per year equaling 324 punches taken per year. Over 19 years, that equals 6,156 average punches a heavyweight boxer takes in their career. Now, Rocky has fought in 7 matches on screen and 64 fights before the events of Rocky 1. He fought in 10 matches in Rocky 3 to defend his title, totaling to 81 fights in his career. We know Rocky has taken 1,037 punches throughout the series, 16 against Spider Rico, 127 against Apollo Creed in Rocky 1, 239 punches against Creed in Rocky 2, 30 against Clubber in the first fight, 79 in the second, 238 against Ivan Drago, and 177 against Mason Dixon. Rocky takes the most punches against Creed in the second fight, but the most punishing fight by far for Rocky is against Drago, with Drago throwing just 1 punch less than Creed. However, Drago punches at an average PSI of 1,850, where the typical boxer is about 700, making those 238 punches sting and should really have killed Rocky.
Whatever he hits, he destroys.
We are going to exclude 111 of the 1,037 total punches because they were either through training or through non-sanctioned fights, like the Thunder Lips fight or the Tommy Gunn fight. That makes 926 punches Rocky has taken through the sanctioned fights throughout his career in the movies. However, we need to include the off-screen fights as well. Going off the statistics of an average heavyweight boxer, if Rocky went through 64 fights before Rocky 1, he would have roughly taken a massive 6,912 punches for those 64 fights. For reference, as said before, the average heavyweight boxer takes 6,156 punches in their whole career. Rocky has already taken more punches than the average heavyweight boxer, but we're not done yet because we must add another 10 matches with Rocky defending his title. Since Rocky had his fighters handpicked, and judging by the movie, Rocky had an easy time fighting his opponents. So let's half the average amount of punches in those 10 fights to 540 punches. Adding up the total of all 81 fights to equal 8,378 punches throughout Rocky's career. But it could be even more since we know how much Rocky doesn't like to block punches and instead take it like a champ.
Because I want you to use your head for something instead of a punching bag like I do.
Your head doesn't look like a punching bag.
No? That's nice, thanks a lot.
It looks like a catcher's mitt.
The average amount Rocky takes in the movies is 132 punches per match, which is 24 more punches than the average heavyweight boxer. So if Rocky's other fights were like the ones that we see in the series, then the total would be 9,374 punches. But I will stick to the original number and say Rocky has been punched around 8,378 times throughout his career. It is obviously a guess and isn't factually correct, but since there is no exact number, this is the best guess we have to get to knowing how many times Rocky's been punched throughout the series. Rocky is truly a 200-pound Italian tank. If you made it this far into the video, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.